And Nauru is so small, it is smaller to some airports. This has left behind a rugged, almost lunar landscape in the interior part of the country. No borders, no capital, no neighbors. I'm Camila, I make videos on countries going alphabetically, and today we are zooming in on... Where is it? I can't find it. It's too small. Oh, there. Nauru. Let's zoom in. Nauru lies in Oceania, in the sub-region called Micronesia. It has no overseas territories, no border disputes, and no bordering countries. It's simply one small island surrounded by the sea. If you live here, please tell me if you live here and you're watching this video. And you can go on a little trip. The closest land is this island, about 300 kilometers away, part of Kiribati, fittingly named Ocean Island, also named Banaba. I don't think there is a lot to do here, so let's get back to Nauru. Other kind of close countries are Marshall Islands, Solomon Islands, and Micronesia. But we're talking around 1,000 kilometers to these countries. So yeah, Nauru is pretty much isolated. The extreme points are easy to list. The northernmost, southernmost, easternmost, and westernmost points are all along the coast of this single island. You pretty much see them all here. So let's find the opposite side. This can be interesting. Probably not going to land in the Pacific Ocean this time, but we're in the Atlantic, close to Liberia. Nauru's area is 21 square kilometers. This is the third smallest country in the world, so coming on number 193 by area after Vatican City and Monaco. You know, Nauru is so small, it's half the size of Manhattan. And Nauru is so small, it is smaller to some airports. Yes, it's smaller than Denver International, King Fahd International in Saudi Arabia, Dallas Fort Worth International, and Beijing Daxing International. Nauru is so small, but yet there is still space for God's presence. With about 12,000 people, Nauru comes on number 193, only Tuvalu and Vatican having less people. 12,000 in one country. The capital city? There is no one. What? Nauru uniquely lacks an official capital, an officially declared capital city. But they do have a de facto capital and government buildings in the Yaren district. Here they are, smushed between the landing strip of the airport and the sea. The largest settlement is Denigo Modu with around 1,800 people. Other districts include Baiti, Anabar, and Aiwo. The official language is Nauruan. English is also widely used. Luckily for us who don't speak Nauruan. Yep, let's start exploring. Okay, there are limited places to go look, but let's just do a random street view right there. Okay, we are on a road. I can see a house and a truck underneath a big tree. I love the trees here. It is so green. But where are we? What is this? Digicel top up sold here. Is this something about internet or phones? I don't know. Some sort of communication. Okay, another house here. What is this? Pretty big building. Truck, table. I wonder what this is. I don't know. I would have thought this was some sort of motel, but no, I can't know. I can't know for sure. A blue house. This island is a bit of a mystery to me. A trampoline. That one I know. I know what a trampoline is. They have trampolines in Nauru, and that is a boat. Let's check out this side of the island. Let's see what the road looks like. This is the road surrounding all of the islands. We have blue skies, some clouds, the sun is shining through. The cars. I mean, that car is pretty big. Yeah, apparently they have pretty big cars here on Nauru. Pretty white sand here. And there's the sea, and they are building a house close to the sea, and they have solar panels here. Yeah, and there's the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. I see a lot of buildings, but I haven't seen any people yet. Oh, I think I see some people here. They look like kids. They have Budapest Hotel, Anabar Ponds. Oh yeah, there are some ponds over here. Laundromats. Immigration. Immigration? Are people immigrating into Nauru? Chad Park. What does that look like? Okay, there's no picture. And I zoom in, it doesn't really look like a park. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. This country is a bit of a mystery to me. It is not quite easy to figure out what is here, and that is not strange. There being very little people here. Netan Seawall, what is that? Oh, that looks really cool. Beach swings. What is that? Oh, look! That is nice. You can sit on the swings and look at the sea. Well, that is nice. University? Right there? I don't think so. Is there a university there? Nauru is a raised phosphate rock island. Let's take a look at the topography map. Yep, it's pretty flat. The landscapes are shaped by its phosphate mining history. This has left behind a rugged, almost lunar landscape in the interior part of the country. Phosphate mining may have shaped the land, but the beaches are still Naurutiful. There are sandy beaches and palm trees along the flat coastline, and this is where most people live. In addition to the rugged interior of the country and the sandy palm tree beaches, there is another cool feature in this country. Buwada Lagoon, a freshwater lagoon lying here, surrounded by lush vegetation and palm trees. It's one of the few green areas inland, and it is a little difficult to see what lies here, but apparently there is a basketball court. The highest point is Command Ridge, lying here at about 65 meters above sea level. Here are some Japanese relics from World War II. Visiting Nauru is rare, but if you do, you now regret it. Yeah, anyways, tourism is very limited, but that is what makes it special. You'll be one of very few visitors. So what is there to do in Nauru? Well, what I like to do when visiting small countries is circling them. I did that with the Vatican. I walked around the Vatican. I think I did it in a little less than an hour. And well, you can do the same thing with Nauru. You can walk, you can bike, or drive around the entire country in a single day. It's only 19 kilometers around. I think I would have walked. That would be an accomplishment. And think of all of the things you're gonna see. Next suggestion is Anibara Bay. Look at those rocks. This is pretty cool. This is a sandy coral beach in a volcanic formed bay with strong currents. And remember, the closest land is really far away, so just looking at the horizon, knowing there is a whole bunch of nothing out there. Yeah, I could do that. If you have more time after circling the island and visiting Anibara Bay, you could go visit that Command Ridge with the Japanese relics. Or you can see what that Wada Lagoon really looks like. I think the best suggestion I have for you, honestly, is to try to get to know some locals. Visit their house and eat their food. Ask if you can go to school or to church with them. I mean, that is where the real travel experiences come in, especially here with very little tourists. Yeah, Nauru is a tiny island country in Micronesia with no borders, no capital, no neighbors, but they do have the beautiful beaches with the palm trees and the hidden gem of Buwada Lagoon. And Nauru may be tiny, but this can be an experience you may never forget if you choose to visit them. These were some geographical facts on Nauru. Next time we're gonna go back to Africa and visit a much bigger country, Namibia. And we're zooming out. Thank you for watching, guys.